Hello, viewers, and welcome to another great episode on Learn with Your Brains. And today I'm going to show you how to set up a safe browser to do all your daily internet activities. And it's quite so interesting. People don't know what goes on when they are browsing the internet. Actually, there are a lot of tech giants like Facebook, Google, who tracks all the activities you do on the internet. And today I'm going to show you a simple trick you need to do so that anytime you are browsing the internet, you'll be quite safe from these giants who've been tracking everything you've been doing on the internet. And as a cybersecurity researcher and a penetrating tester, I'm going to show you all these tricks so that you're able to configure it yourself and to stay safe, and also list some good browsers to use when you are doing any kind of activities on the internet, whether you are logging into your bank details or trying to do online shopping or any other interesting activities on the internet. I'm going to show you some browsers that are safe, which is going to help you a lot. And what I'm going to show you is what we call browser compartmentalization. I know the word is too big and broad for you. Compartmentalization actually is just a technique of mostly people have like 4 browsers set up on their laptops. Maybe Safari, some will have Google Chrome, some will have Mozilla, some will have other browsers installed. And what actually means is they are trying to do compartmentalization, which I know is quite a big word for you, but after this lesson you're going to learn what it means. And what actually it is you have just a single browser which holds some activity like your Gmail account, maybe some quite interesting things like which are not mostly that much maybe important to you at that moment. So maybe you have a Google Chrome which have your Gmail account, your Yahoo account, and other email services there. And you have another browser which you do all your activities on. So today I'm going to show you why you should set up a browser compartmentalization so that you use one for your accounts and you use one for your daily activities, what I call it the everyday browser. Now, what actually you need to do is, for me, and as I told you, since I'm a cybersecurity researcher and I've been doing a lot of research, I'm going to show you some tricks and also show you the browsers which are very safe when you are browsing the internet. As I told you, every person is being tracked on everything you do on a website, which means, and as I told you, most websites uses what we call the cookies to enhance their website so that anytime any visitor visits their site, they actually know what actually the user is trying to do on the internet or within their web application. So first, on the Mac users, I'm going to show you this. This is called the Safari browser, which I know all the iPhone users, the Mac users are familiar with. And Safari is one of the best web browser for the Mac users. And you could see they just built this browser for Mac, iPhone, and iPad, built-in privacy features, which keeps you browsing your business, which is quite interesting. So with this browser, you can browse your own business that people knowing what you are doing right there. Now we have another browser called the Brave browser. As the caption, you deserve a better internet. So this is quite a good browser also to work with when you are browsing the internet or doing your stuff. And we have another one called the Tor browser, which says browse privately, exploit freely, defend yourself against tracking and surveillance. So this is another one great browser when you want to browse the deep web websites like the Onion website. You see, there are a lot of websites in the world. Not every time you see a website just ended with .com, .org, .net, it means you are really browsing it. And there are a lot of deep stuff on the internet, which ends with .onions, not .org, .com. And to access those websites, you need this browser called the Tor browser to access those deep secret web site. Yeah, actually. Now, because most people probably always install Google Chrome as their first browser, or let's say Firefox as one of the browsers they use, I'm going to show you something you should do whenever you install a Firefox, which actually is quite a well-known browser, but mostly people don't know how to go about it. They just go to the internet, you just type anything, and they are done. They don't even know they are being tracked by these tech giants like Google and the rest. So I will not advise you when you are doing a lot of stuff on the internet to use Google Chrome, because Google Chrome is owned by Google, and Google tracks everything you do on the internet. So the best browser to use, I know Firefox run on all operating systems, whether Linux, MacBook, or even Windows. But since people use Windows a lot in the world, I'm going to show you some things you need to do before you start browsing on the internet. And we are going to configure the Firefox browser because that is a well-known browser people actually use in their daily life. So you can use Google Chrome for maybe your Gmail account and other stuff, but to do your online shopping so that people will not track your activities you are doing on the internet, or maybe logging into a bank account and other stuff, I just want to show you that the best one is the Firefox. And this is all the things you need to do before you start what? Browsing using the Firefox. First thing you need to do is go to click on the right menu right here, copy menu. Now you need to scroll down to see what we call preferences. Click on that. I did something here. On the general tab, you could see startup, and this box right here, you need to check it. Always check if Firefox is your default browser. So Firefox is currently my default browser. So if you've not checked it, you need to check that one so that Firefox becomes your default browser. That is what you will be using as your everyday internet activities, because it has quite a lot of cool extensions I'm going to show you, which is so helpful for your daily internet browsing activity, so that you could stay safe. You will not be tracked by a lot of website or the tech giants I mentioned earlier on. Now after you download this, go to the privacy section, and what you will see right here is standard as your first option. Now I want you to select what we call the strict. Okay, make sure the strict is selected. Now the moment you select strict, all the browser will tell you will need to reload your tabs to apply these changes. So all I want you to do is to just reload all the tabs. So your browser is going to quit and restart again, so that everything will be in course. So that is one trick you need to do first. So you can see it's a stronger protection, but may cause some site or content to break. Why? Because most of website you may visit will be like a malware website, which are going to steal your credentials and stuff. But with this option turned on, it may cause some site to break. The reason why it's going to maybe your content will break is because it sees that website to be a malware website or a tracker site that is going to track your activities on the website. So you make sure this option is checked. Now, after that, what I want you to do is, still on the privacy side, you need to go down, okay, till you see where it's named history. Now, the moment you launch your browser, this is what you're going to see at first. You're going to say remember histories. So I want you to move down to use custom settings for histories. And when that one is selected, you check always use private browsing mode. So make sure this box is checked, like always use private browsing mode. And after that, I want you to uncheck your bookmarks. The reason being is that maybe you have a login details in your bank accounts or other stuff. All I want you to do is to uncheck, so that anytime you revisit the site, it will see as a new session, not a bookmark. Because sometimes when some sites are bookmarked, intruders and hackers can just get into your system. When your system is being hacked, you can get all your login information, whether your bank. Now let me show you something right here. You see, when you go here, you see login and passwords. I'm not going to open it, but I'm just showing you, like, when you go there, you see all your saved passwords you've connected to the website are being loaded there. So when an intruder enter your website or your system, it just launch your browser, go straight to your login and password, and see all what you did on the internet. So you should make sure the bookmark is what unchecked. Now it's checked, so you can just uncheck it. But for lessons and for tutorial reason, I'm just showing you some stuff right here. So now we're done with all this. Now you are safe. So as I told you, you restart all your tabs or your browser. When it restarts again and it comes, I want you to do these three things, which is very important. And these three things are: one, go to your extensions right down here, or you can go to this side and look for extensions. You go to more, let's see what is there. No, we don't have that option here. Let's go to library. So your library, you could see all what you've been doing, your bookmark, your history, browsing history and stuff. That's not what we want. Okay, let's just go down here. We have the extension here. Just click on extensions, and in your find more add-on, you search for these three extensions I want to install. So after you install this, you will be far safe on the internet. Now I've already installed those three plugins, and the first one is what we call the uBlock. Now let's open this and let me show you. So what this uBlock extension is doing is just to blocks or intrusive trackers and malwares. So you could see, like, uBlock origin is not an ad block. It's wide spectrum content blocker with CPU and a whole lot of information right here. You can read it for yourself. But what it's actually doing is what you see. This is what is out of the box. Easy privacy. The tracking is going to what blocks all those stuff, and what malware domains. So as I told you, some website contain malware already. So anytime you visit it, it tracks or take all your accounts, which you yourself you don't know. That is most of the time the phishing websites you visit. Okay, so what you need to do is to download this extension uBlock origin and just enable it right here, like this. it's quite enabled. I can turn it off. It's disabled. When I click on this, it's enabled now. Now, after you're done with this extension, what I want you to download again is what we call the HTTPS everywhere. Now, let's see what this one does. What this does is it enforces your browser to request and use the encrypted version of the website, which means it will be very difficult for your internet service provider to track what you do on the internet. Most internet service providers that give us their SIM cards so that we can bundle data to start working with, they also track everything we do on the internet. So with this HTTP is everywhere, it encrypts the website and to use the HTTP security of many websites, which means you see when we visited Tor browser, look just right here, HTTPS. Now it means because I enable it, the moment I search for Tor browser, it uses what? The encrypted HTTP service of Tor browser. So now I'm secured on the internet. The S right here just means secured. So the hypertext transfer protocol that is working between the client side and the server side is very secured. So I can just browse through this website so easily without being tracked down because I'm already secure. Now let's go to the Brave. You see Brave 2 it was HTTPS, which means it's secure. When you go to Safari, the same thing. So back to our HTTPS, this is an extension I want you to download so that after you download this extension, you'll be able to do what? Either to enable it or disable it. So for my security, I need to enable it. Now, the last one I want you to download, I told you you're going to download these 3 things. So what I want you to download now is, back here we have something we call the cookie auto delete. Now what this actually does is to delete any cookie. Most websites use cookies to maintain their website so that they could see how many visitors who have been visiting their sites and what they do on their website, to see how people are engaging in their website, and also to do a lot of. Now what this cookie auto does, control your cookies, automatically delete unwanted cookies from your closed tabs while keeping the ones you want. So please don't use reviews for bugs and blah blah blah. They're giving a lot of information which I want you to read for yourself. I'm not going to read all these things for you. Now what it's going to do is, anytime you visit a website, it does what? You are using cookies to browse through the website because most websites now is enhanced with cookies through their coding mechanism and stuff. So anytime you quit a browser and you relaunch the browser, what this is going to do, this cookie is going to automatically delete your first session of your browsing. And what it's doing now is that to maintain your current session of browsing. So when this is not enabled, when you disable this and you browse the website, it's still going to store most of your information there. Anytime you visit or you relaunch your browser, your information will still be stored there, which is quite not a good way to secure yourself when you are browsing through the internet. So with this extension from Firefox, all you need to do is to enable it so that anytime you quit your browser, you relaunch your browser looks so fresh, which means nothing is stored on the browser for people to be able to track or to steal some quiet credentials and information from your web browser. So I hope this lesson was so much helpful, and I know you're going to help support this channel as I'm going to bring a lot of security stuff and a lot of information on how to go about in your daily IT world, or the IT world we live in. So if you like this video, just subscribe to this channel and just like the video and share with your friends to benefit from this. So as I told you, Dr. Don from Learn with Your Brains, and I'm going to give you a lot of tips and tricks on cybersecurity. We'll be doing a lot of quick as I've already uploaded my video of learn Python program from scratch. You should go and check that video out and start learning some programming skills, because with that I'm going to show you how to build some tools for penetrating testing, and also show you how to block hackers and attackers from entering your system. I'll be doing a lesson of how computers are compromised or how computers are being hacked, and how to secure those kind of attacks on your computers. So stay tuned and enjoy your day and your evening, and stay safe on the internet. So now I know you've understand what I meant by browser compartmentalization, like using one browser for your daily internet activities, like going to like browsing through the banks, your online shopping and stuff, and using another browser for another activity, like using Yahoo Mail, Gmail. Yeah, Google Chrome is being owned by Google, so anything you do on Google Chrome is being tracked. So the best option is to use Firefox and do all these three things I told you, and how to set up the browser for a nice way, or a nice way to browse through the internet. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial a lot, and as I told you, share with your friends and like, and also join the channel for future video uploads. So I'm still Dr. Don, a cybersecurity researcher and a penetrating tester, a database creator, and also a programmer. And not forgetting, I'm also a film producer. Okay, so take care and enjoy your day, and stay safe, and see you soon. Goodbye. But don't forget that Firefox is the best browser if you want to stay safe on the internet. Or you can use the secure or the Brave browser, or the Tor browser, or Safari for the Mac users or the iPhone users. So take care and stay safe. Bye bye.